Hello everyone, I am Frank Gamer, once again on voice chat. Today's guest is FPSDiesel.
Hi, I'm FPSDiesel.
You actually have had some experience with the subject today.
I know, that's rare.
some recent wonderful experience. If you want to go into it, we can get right into it. The subject is MultiChannel Networks.
I'll sum up the situation very briefly for the viewers.
Sure.
But this specifically has to do with an opinion video I just put out, right? Hashtag plug, but essentially what this video was discussing me covering a YouTuber who may or may not have asked a 13-year-old girl for nude photographs. Like, the videos will be there, you know, they're there for you to make your own opinions, but you know, I went researching on this topic, and I ended up getting mixed in with his network and talking to a very high-up person at the network. And, you know, that could mean a lot of things. Mm-hmm. I swear to God, this person was very, very high up in the network. And the network's curse, and I'll say that because I said that in another video, so if they're going to come after me, they're going to come after me, but it doesn't look like they will, so...
Yeah. So, wait a minute, how long ago was this when you started looking into it?
I want to say August 22nd.
Okay, so, because, like, all of this came out fairly recently.
And you want to know why it came out fairly recently?
Why?
That is actually my fault specifically. Now, again, I talk about it in the video, but the gist of it is that Curse was... It wasn't a threat, but it felt like a threat to me because they were saying, you know, we don't know what'll happen if you go live with this. They basically said, you have more than a right to do this, but just so you know, something might happen if you go along with this.
It would be a shame if anyone broke your legs.
Yeah. That's what it felt like. So I'm like, okay, do I go live with this now, or do I wait it out? Let's see what happens. Let's get the proper notification from the investigators, from the police, to say that I can go and post this without hurting the investigation.
Okay. Yeah, right? that makes sense.
So I stayed quiet, right? Which, you know, I wish I didn't. I should have been a whistleblower, because now I see nothing happened. But Curse scared me into submission. And so I guess it was like the 16th, maybe 15th of September, Keemstar actually ran a video on the YouTuber in question, right?
Yeah.
And essentially gave a watered-down version of what I gave in my video.
Watered down and very provocative, I think is the word.
It was definitely super provocative, which is why I do my videos differently from him. But yeah, Curse is essentially the reason you're all finding out about this in September when it should have been happening in August.
So I don't understand. So they were threatening essentially a lawsuit for what, like defamation or something, is what could have happened?
It was essentially threatening a defamation suit, which I could have seen happen, but not for my video specifically, because I'm very careful with the way I word my news pieces.
Right.
Keemstars, that's a different story. They could easily come after Keemstar's video.
Yeah. Well, he flat out said, you know, hey, he's like this, he did this, you know. He didn't leave it up to the interpretation.
Yeah, and so that causes literally everybody and their grandmother to having to go and search for information here, there, everywhere. And it just turned into a complete clusterfuck. And now it looks like nothing will happen, and there will be no justice served.
So you think if you had released it first, there would have been more of an investigation going into it, more of a factual...
I think there would have been more cause for people to question Lion's story. There would have been more fans that probably wouldn't have immediately jumped onto Lion's side if there wasn't such a hard statement against him.
Yeah, that does make sense. I was,
Because now I'll get comments saying, "Oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about." Blah blah blah. Lion said this, and I'm like, "Well, did he show any of this?" And then I'll leave a link to stuff, and they're like, "Oh, no,
no, he didn't. No, of course not. Of course he didn't. But that's interesting because the topic, as you know, is multi-channel networks. So with this, is that the point of a multi-channel network, sort of to defend legally a YouTuber?
Well, actually, yeah. They're supposed to, and I understand that Curse is just doing their job when they're defending their clients, when they're defending their partners. That's their job. That's part of the job. It's definitely questionable where are you going to defend this partner because they're big and they make you lots of money, or
that's what I was
because they were genuinely wronged, right?
So if it was like
I don't know about Lion though.
Yeah, if it was a smaller
they
person,
wouldn't have cared.
Yeah, just run the story. Just do it.
Yeah, they would have been like, we don't know what he's doing. He's small. We've never talked to him in our entire lives.
Yeah.
But there's not a doubt in my mind that the guy I talked to Lion Maker, and Lion Maker probably was like, I didn't do anything. Because when you ask somebody that question, why would they say, yeah, I did it?
Especially something like that. Because that could break his career if it was true, and if it came out like hard evidence like that. But instead,
he would lose his channel, and that's a lot of money lost for the network, and I understand that.
Yeah.
So it is definitely their job to defend the partners.
Do you have any other? Oh, sorry.
I do have other events that have happened in the past.
Related to multi-channel networks, right?
I can't talk about it, and I keep wanting to talk about it, but it just doesn't fit any schedules, and since I can't add a name to it, I'm essentially talking out my ass, because who's going to believe me, right?
Right. Yeah.
I can't say the name of the network, but this network, right, was not only holding partners, right, against their will when they wanted to leave the contract. They weren't holding up to their end of the contract, which means the contract should have been voided. They weren't paying their partners, and they weren't responding to emails, right? So basically, and Andy's channels ranged from 500,000 to over 1 million subscribers. And they're all basically saying, what's happening to our money? We're not getting paid, we're not getting released, and we want to leave.
Wow. That's pretty heavy. And you have evidence of this, though.
I have more than enough evidence. I have an 18-page essay on this.
Wow. This is like the two sides of multi-channel networks you're showing me. One is they're defending someone who might be guilty. The other is there's someone innocent that's stuck in a guilty multi-channel network.
I mean, and I talk bad about them a lot, but that's only because they do really stupid things. Who are the guys? # power to creators. Who's that?
Oh,
I forget. Oh my god.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Power to the creators. Hold on. If I don't look this up, I'm gonna go crazy.
It's not full. No, it's not full screen. It's
No, it is.
Is it? It is full screen.
It is full screen.
Oh man.
But I don't know how to pronounce the channel name. I think it's like Hee Productions or whatever.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I just say Ethan and Gila, but they essentially just tried to take down their entire channel, and they just Streisand affect it real hard.
Yeah.
Because what happened is there's a creator in oh my god, what's the network again? I just forgot.
Fullscreen?
In Fullscreen, that Ethan and Gila were making fun of, and that's what they do. They make fun of videos, or they make parodies.
Right. Yeah, and this isn't like something that wouldn't be covered under fair use either. That's exactly what fair use is for. So they were perfectly within the rights to make a video like that.
They were more than an illegal right. For most cases, you could say that it's a gray area. No. It was pretty cut and dry.
Yeah.
And they made the video. I believe it got it wasn't a DMCA because it was still up and you could view it, but all the money was going to Fullscreen.
Yeah, so they didn't
and then
block it. They claimed it as theirs, is what they did.
yeah, and
It's-
essentially the gist of it is that they went to their network. The network's like, we're trying, but don't say anything because it'll make it, you know, fuck us over. And they decided to say something because they should have been able to.
Right.
And Fullscreen's response to that was like, oh, you're gonna mess with the bull, now you get the horns. And so they did that to basically all their videos. And
Wow. And even though none of the other videos had anything related to Fullscreen, right?
they did it anyway.
Oh, you are. I didn't know that.
So
I didn't
they
know that part.
They Streisand affected it hard, and as a result, basically every creator that has ever talked about a network ever came out in defense of them, and Fullscreen pulled a whole 180 and had to take everything back, and you know got on their knees. It's like we're very sorry, it'll never happen again.
Oh, that is so stupid. That's a quick way to lose YouTubers for your network. That's a very easy
yeah.
way to do it.
Yeah, I'm so opinionated. I would have left the network for that. Like,
Yeah, that's something that's too much. So, not to change the subject too much, but are you part of a multi-channel network?
Yeah, I am part of a multi-channel network because how else am I going to make my sweet, sweet 75 cents?
Hey, I made 20
Yeah.
cents off my recent video, so there you go.
Hey, that's not bad.
That's great. Yeah, raking in the
CPM's
dimes.
been down the last couple of months. I don't know why. It's weird. I have no idea why, but I've still been getting pretty good ads. So
That's
I don't.
good.
But
So,
yeah, I am with the network. Nordic
and they-
Streams.
Nordic Screens.
Yeah, it's a Norwegian network, but they speak English.
Well, that's good.
But yeah,
They take care of you, right?
they have taken care of me. They've helped with the videos that got taken down by false claims in the past, which is a complete other topic.
Oh
But
man, yeah, that's something I want to talk about someday. Yeah.
yeah, and they've been really good. It hasn't come to the point where networks like, hey, one of your partners is talking smack, make them stop. That hasn't happened. I hope they'd have my back. I'm in pretty tight with most of the YouTubers that make their money in that network.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're gonna be mean to me because then everybody I know is gonna come around and defend me. So
I mean, that's how it works. That's networking in a nutshell, right?
yeah, pretty much. I mean, you could say the social currency thing is kind of shitty, but if I didn't know the YouTubers, I probably wouldn't be able to get away with so much that I'm already doing because I've had issues in the past. So it always helps to be on everybody's good side.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Do you think that YouTubers in general need multi-channel networks?
All right, so that's a good question.
Yeah, that's because I'm not part of one, and I've considered it.
If you're a gaming YouTuber, you need one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You definitely need one because everybody and their grandmother is trying to claim those videos, you know, through the automated system. Konami is a big one. Nintendo is just, I don't know what Nintendo's doing. That's real bad.
Yeah.
Basically, you need them. Do you need them if you're a vlogger? No, not necessarily, but it usually helps to have the legal backing or some place to go to meet other creators privately.
Yeah.
There's reasons for them. And I think the right reasons haven't been stressed enough by the people running them. I mean, YouTube is, you know, it's a new business. It's growing. So a lot of the people in it already that are in CEO positions at networks this isn't their background. They come from something else. Right? So you end up with people that are good business people, but they don't understand the landscape or something like that. I mean, I've always pushed for, I guess, what can be called creators' rights, right? For content creators on YouTube, where it should be a network that pays them a fair amount, right? I think 90-10 is probably the best, and I don't think you can run a business on giving everybody 90-10.
No,
But
yeah, because it's pretty standard to do like 60-40, isn't it?
yeah, but you know, it's something to strive for. If in the future I can put the money out, make a network that I feel is what should be for YouTubers, it's hard to lay down what that would be right now, but I would do it. Because there's so many times where networks take advantage of their partners or screw somebody over, or a content creator screws over the network.
Yeah.
There needs to be people who know how the business works, who are in it already, that are running these CEO and manager positions. It's not bad that a lot of these people come from years and years of business, but they don't understand the landscape as well as people growing up in this business are. So it would probably help if you had, you know, if PewDiePie opened up a network in the next few days, he would probably hire people that work in social media already. So people that understand the landscape better. And there would probably be some YouTubers that get hired. There's lots of YouTubers that work in networks.
Yeah, which makes sense. You know, a lot of them that, you know, they'll have deals with, for example, like Maker or somebody. And they'll go and move to LA and they'll actually get a job over there instead of just, you know, something like that. I mean, they know what they're doing. Some of these larger networks, they know how to recruit talent. But you're right, there are a lot of issues with some of these growing networks who don't really seem to understand the business. They understand the business side, but they don't understand the business. They don't get YouTube. They don't get what content creators are doing. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a good example of one that started up recently is Freedom. Like, the idea behind the Freedom Network has been pretty good, right? And their advertising is just superb, honestly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But the issue is I don't know why George did this, because this is literally his decision. But he gave the ability for anybody to make a VPN, which is a virtual network, basically. Or not a VPN, but a VN, which is a virtual network. So it's not a real network, but it's a subdivision of Freedom.
Right.
So then you end up with a network that's owned by Freedom, and then that network that's owned by Freedom owns a network that's owned by them, that's owned by Freedom. And then you get 14-year-olds that are trying to recruit you for their network that has 0 people in it. And
wow.
It just ends up, again, becoming a clusterfuck. So, and I don't know how that happened, because George came from TGN. So...
what happened? Yeah, that sounds interesting, because then you could have people who have networks inside of networks, right? Is that...
Yeah. So if you're trying to get out of a network and people know that you're on the hunt again and you're a noticeable personality, what's going to end up happening, right? And I believe this is a strategy that some networks have, where they'll be like, all right, you can go. They'll let you have the network. A few days later, a network comes offering you a better deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, you check them out and their contract seems very similar to that last network you in. And then lo and behold, you find out in the fine print that their parent company is the same one you just got out of.
Of course. Well, it's like a lot of these are being bought up by the same companies anyways. So they're all...
Yeah, there's a few companies at the very top that own all the ones under it. Mm-hmm. So if you ever go around asking a network, like, okay, how much is your rate, right? Now you gotta add in, who's your parent company, or are you guys independent, or is there somebody above you, or something like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of them either won't know, which is also really scary, but then if you go and you check the paperwork, again, it's there. So it's not like it's hidden, it's just they don't know, which is boggles the mind. I have no idea how that happens.
You know, I think in general, getting, you know, not to sidetrack too much, I think that reviewers in particular benefit from multi-channel networks simply because of the nature of reviewing. not necessarily just video games, but like movies especially is one thing I've noticed. Movie reviewers get screwed over on YouTube so much. Nobody really talks about it.
I know YMS actually did a pretty lengthy and interesting and funny video on this. Um, Ever since he's been in the Freedom Network, which is the network he went to, nothing's changed.
Really, still claims.
Your movie sucks is a really big channel, so I think it depends on the network, really, whether or not their support's actually going to help you with this. So I know Polaris and Maker Studios, they aren't only just gonna hook you up; they're gonna hook you up with the House of Mouse.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
so
that's
you
perfect.
know you're getting the best treatment, but the only way you're getting in that network is if somebody invites you into that network. So it really depends on the network whether or not they're gonna help you out of all these claims that you're getting from a movie studio or what's the other thing? Like, what is Viacom? What is that? I can't remember what it is.
Not a
They basically own all the-
distributor, kind of. No, I don't know, something like that. I know
They're the
some.
guys that own all the copyrights.
Yeah, yeah. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they're pretty bad.
But it essentially depends on the network that the channel's in.
Yeah.
And I mean, sometimes even if you're a small channel, if you're in a network that's really good with support like Curse, then you'll probably be fine. But Curse is specifically for gaming YouTubers.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So it is possible to be a YouTuber without a multi-channel network, unless you're doing something that uses a lot of footage or music or something from somewhere else. It's essentially what you said.
Pretty much. I mean, if you want to be on the safe side of things legally, right?
Yeah.
So if anything, if you're a big enough channel and the network has more than enough power, they could easily get you a legal team, right? So I know Curse has a legal team, Nordic Screens has a legal team.
Wow.
But it again, it all depends. Do I say you need one if you're a gaming YouTuber? I don't want to force people into a network, right? It would be recommended. It's definitely a hard one to say. Like, as somebody that has been in this for a while and specifically been the guy fighting against the networks, I'd say, yeah, don't join any networks. They're all bad.
Yeah. It sounds because you have all these horror stories, so it's like it paints a very negative view.
Okay, the reason we don't talk about the positives of networks is because that's what they're supposed to be doing already.
Yeah,
right?
I got you. Yeah,
I mean,
they
I
either
get it.
do.
We should applaud good behavior, but don't. We shouldn't have to applaud good behavior because you're being bad all the time.
I got you. I got you. It almost seems like they get away with doing what they're supposed to do, and then, and like the minimum, I guess it's a word. They have to do the minimum. And when they don't do the minimum, then it's all these horror stories. It's them not responding to emails. It's them locking people out of contracts, junk like that. So
Yeah, you end up with too much of that. And I mean, the stories that I talked about are literally the worst of the worst.
ugh,
And those are the ones that I've been there for. There's more, right? The YouTubers won't talk about them because networks hold all the power,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Why
that
would
makes
you
sense.
bite the hand that feeds you? So you end up with people not speaking out and not saying anything. And I don't think that's right. It's not good for creators, right? It's a hostile environment for them to be making videos in. And as a result, you're going to end up with content that just isn't as good if they weren't being pressured by their network. If they were being pressured by their network. But it boggles the mind, and I shouldn't have gotten as heated as I did in my opinion video at Curse, right? Because now for everyone getting Curse, they're gonna remember that.
Yeah.
And if they come
Yeah.
looking at me, they're gonna see that. But that shouldn't be what, like that shouldn't keep me from getting in with the network, or keep me from getting in with Curse. Right, I should be allowed to voice my opinion on the network, with the network not being able. They should be able to look above that, right?
Right.
What they care about is how much money I make. So if I make them enough money, sure, who gives a shit? Right?
That's what they care about. That's why they get the percentage that they get. If they were in it for YouTubers, they wouldn't take anything. But
Exactly.
they're not. Yeah.
You can't run a business like that.
No,
either.
you can't. And that's the thing. So even like the best network on the planet, they're going to have to take a percentage because that's the nature of the game.
Exactly. But I mean, with most big YouTubers, you're gonna stay with that network as long as they're treating you right. So
Right.
you know, you'll take that 10% cut, right? You'll get that 90 cents instead of that $1.
Here's my question, and I don't mean to continue talking like this, but why would these large YouTubers, for example, like PewDiePie or Markiplier, why would they stay with a network? Why don't they just leave?
Where else are you gonna go? You know?
I mean, he's already got, like, Markiplier's already got an audience and a channel. I mean, they don't own that, right?
They don't own Markiplier or his channel. They just have they kind of work as like a manager. Like, you can fire your manager anytime you wish, but he's the guy that helps you get those record deals. So why would you get rid of him, right?
I see what I'm just saying it seems like he could survive on his own without a network. You know?
Well, first of all, AdSense is fucking garbage. Anybody who tells you it isn't is stupid.
Well, that's why there's so many deals done. You know, like support this game. The Smite is coming out. Support it. You know, and we'll give you an extra 2% on top or whatever.
I mean, if you don't get money one way, you're going to get it another way.
Right.
So if we don't have networks, what you're going to end up having is a lot of product placement in videos, which we still get, which Machinima is another network that did the XB13M thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And
whole nother issue.
It was like, yeah, per 1,000 views, we'll give you like $5. Whoa, $5? Oh, whoever knew? Wants $5. We're talking about the Xbox One. But
yeah, and they didn't disclose anything.
And they didn't disclose anything.
Nope.
Yeah.
Which is illegal. All you YouTubers out there, you need to say in a video when you're doing paid content.
Yeah, definitely. But
yeah,
if you're not with the network, you could get that.
Yeah.
But there have been YouTubers that have done something completely different, which I don't think every YouTuber and their grandmother should be making a network, but I believe it was CNanners and a few other guys. It was like 2 or 3 more. But essentially what they did is they left their network and they started up their own network, right? So now they're employed by themselves. Not only do they make 100% of everything, but they own a network that they're in, right? So they have complete freedom.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
As long as they don't break their own rules that they set for the rest of the partners, then it's fine. And so far, I haven't heard anything about their network because I don't know the name of the network. So, you could do that. And like I said, I honestly think PewDiePie probably can't do this because he's under contract by Disney.
Yeah.
And Disney probably has him locked in until the year 3000 or something.
Well, I think standard is 2, but he might be something like more like 10 years or something ridiculous. I don't know.
I'm gonna say like 5 probably.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why. That's probably a rough estimate, but I mean, why would you leave Disney? They're one of the most powerful companies.
Yeah,
ever.
they could hook you up with so much, like on that point.
Yeah.
I was speaking more hypothetically, If tomorrow Markiplier was like, I hate Disney, screw him, I'm just gonna leave. I mean, if he could, he could basically survive on his own, making 100% of what he makes.
First of all, they could all leave and never work a day in their life again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've catched it, but PewDiePie's doing daily vlogs while he's over in California. I guess he's filming a TV show. I think he's on Fear the Walking Dead, but he says no.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he's been over there, and he's staying in some house. He's stayed in it before because I've seen it in past vlogs, but this guy has money.
Oh yeah, dude.
He has money, right?
Like
I think he drives like an Acura or something.
When his earnings came out, like for last year, people lost it too. They were like, "Oh, he makes that much money playing video games and yelling," and it's like, You know, you're not doing
There's
that.
a lot more. There's a lot more to it than that as well, and that's something I hate so much. That's
Yeah.
again a topic for another time.
Well, it's cult of personality too. Like people view PewDiePie's videos for PewDiePie. They're not viewing it for, hey, here's Super Meat Boy he's
Streaming.
playing. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they like who he is. I think I look to him in a different light than most people do because I'm a creator.
right.
That and his audience is really young, so the only time I have to pay attention to him is when he's being a trendsetter. Because he can set trends, but you know he's probably not gonna sell as many copies of, I don't know, Turd Simulator as somebody else could.
Yeah, that's true. But I did notice, for example, like when Markiplier plays a game that's like not very well known, it starts to sell pretty well on Steam.
Yeah, it does, and usually if the games are free to play, it'll do even better because you know then there's no barrier for entry.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think if the games that they play end up being free to play, that's a bigger win for the companies that made those games, for the developers that made those games. I think when you start to get money into the equation, it depends because their audience is a bit young, so they might not have the expendable income
Right,
to based
right.
on those games.
Yeah, that makes
Like,
sense.
Where people with Total Biscuit, their audience is like 24 to 34 male.
Yeah, pretty much.
They have more than enough expendable income. But back on topic, if PewDiePie left Disney right now, again, he wouldn't have to work a day in his life. But if he wanted to continue this, he could take up that CEO position, making whatever damn network he pleased.
Exactly. And then like he could basically guarantee whoever joins that he'll make a video with them like once a year or something, and they would join in a heartbeat because that's a
That
guaranteed
would be a crazy investment.
that would be guaranteed exposure to, I mean, millions of people. So, I mean, something like that, he could do it. He could
I
theoretically
could
do
never
it.
see that, but PewDiePie every year he gives out one shout out, right?
Yeah.
To one lucky YouTuber. Not only did I see tons of people that you and I both know enter that, but my God, is there so much garbage? But
Yeah.
like the guy the year before was Jacksepticeye. Now look at, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know, right?
Wow. See, because
So, it is.
that's crazy. Because he's exploded too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Do you know what network he's with? Probably Maker, right?
probably Maker.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me check. Actually,
Yeah, because that'd be an interesting. Because if he's shouting out people not inside of his network, that's interesting. But I'm assuming it's probably related.
I'm gonna say it's out of network, honestly, because it would just be too. I don't know. You're really narrowing yourself down if you're saying, well, it's just people in Maker Network, right?
Yeah.
All right. By the way, Social Blade is a horrible estimate for how much we make. All right.
It is.
According to Social Blade, I'm making like $1,000 a month. I'm not making anything. He's not claimed by a network.
Hello, everybody.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Because he does videos with
Hello, everybody.
Markiplier too.
He probably, well, Jacksepticeye could probably have a manager, which is how he's gotten in contact with a lot of those guys.
I see.
So I know a lot of them have managers. Basherverse definitely has a manager. 'Cause it was a
Yeah.
picture on Twitter with him saying bye to her, who was like she looked like a librarian. But
But
I mean-
don't bring him up right now because that's a whole nother thing if we wanted to get
a whole
into that.
nother topic.
Yeah, because that was an
when you
interesting
really get
one,
into
too.
YouTube, there's just so much bull.
Why is there
that
so
goes
much
on.
drama? Why? Because it's like you're just recording videos, people. You don't need to like start like Twitter wars with each other or
Okay, so it's definitely because all of them are young, right? I know there's a lot of people with really just inflated egos. They're like, I have 25,000 subscribers. I'm the most amazing fucking person on the planet. Everybody loves me, right?
I'm kind of a big deal.
No. Okay, I can't say who this person is.
Okay,
But first of all, I'm looking at their channel right now. I don't know them, but I know of them, and all the guys that I talk to about this person, they just talk so much smack.
Oh wow.
And the reason they do is because he's that person. He's like, I can go into McDonald's and get what I want for free.
Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?
On the internet.
I review video games online. That's who I am. You better give me that Big Mac for free. That's I mean, I can honestly see some people doing that. Some of the YouTubers doing it because I know some that are like that. They're just they think they're all that and they're not.
There's a lot of that, and I think it's mainly because most of them are probably somewhere between 25 and 15.
Yeah.
I mean, it is very few that are older, so you end up with a lot of young, ambitious people, and I use ambitious with humongous air quotes.
Well, you have the free time aspect for that, and not to get too far off topic, but you have the free time aspect. Once you get older than that, they're out of college and working, you know, so they don't have as much time to make videos, etc., etc. But like, you know, before that, you know, if they don't make it big by then I mean, they tend to give up is what happens.
Yeah, that happens a lot actually.
Yeah. But you've seen it.
The drama is there because they're young and they don't know how to put their anger in the right spots. Like personally, I would love to see, you know, a rap diss battle between, I don't know, two YouTubers. That would be hilarious, right? It would be the next Meek Mill versus Drake, but
I don't know a single YouTuber that could probably rap against another YouTuber though. So
especially not in the gaming community.
No, not in gaming. They're all like, I don't know, man. They're all nerds. So but anyways, yeah. So back on MultiChannel Networks. So let's just end with this. With your recent adventure, would you say there's more good than bad from MultiChannel Networks, or more bad than good?
There'll always be more good than bad with MultiChannel Networks. The thing is the good stuff, is that what's gonna make the news? No. And as somebody who reports the news, the reason is because you don't want to hear me reporting about, hey, these guys filled out a contract and nothing happened, right? Because you're like, oh, that makes sense. Why would that go any differently?
No, you want to hear when like some guy with Fullscreen like gets in an argument with, you know, some CEO or something at the company, and then Fullscreen ends up pulling all of his videos or something.
People always complain about why is the news I report on, why is it so serious? Why is it so, you know, dark? Well, because it's news. If it wasn't news, I wouldn't be reporting on it.
Yeah, there's actual...
I'm not gonna cover, you know, oh, this YouTuber had a nudes leak.
Yeah, there's actual problems in the stuff you're reporting. Like, there's actual, like, this is an actual problem with a multi-channel network, you know, something like that. Or this is an actual problem with this YouTuber doing this, you know, something like that.
There's actually conflict. There's actually a lead to the story, something that Keemstar seems to not understand, but...
Rare. It's gonna be a cat fight.
I will be the Drake to his Meek Mill. Okay.
See, you keep saying that. I have no idea what you're talking about. You're talking about
it later.
Drake, the guy from Degrassi. Is that what you're?
The rapper.
I don't know. I'm kidding, dude. All right. So with that, let's end. Once again, I'm Frank Gamer. This is FPSDiesel. Did you want to say something?
I'm FPSDiesel. Yeah, I guess I'll plug myself.
Yeah, go ahead.
You can find me on YouTube, FPSDiesel. That's capital FPS, capital capital DIESEL. I forget that I changed my name or how it's spelled. All caps, FPSDiesel, DIESEL. You can find me at Twitter at FPSDiesel. Find me on Instagram at FPSDiesel. FPSDiesel wherever you go. buy my shit, watch my videos, love my dick face. Fuck you all. Okay.
I don't know about that last thing, but I'll put a link to his new, most recent video in the description below. So make sure you check him out. Pretty cool guy, for the most part. With that, thanks for watching.